to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe pork rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe pork rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, after falling to the Chiefs on Saturday and losing wide receiver Tank Dell, who had a dislocated kneecap and a torn ACL ending his season, they also lost Jimmy Ward, as he will need foot surgery. But the Texans are doing something to address the wide receiver room, as they claim wide receiver Deontay Johnson off waivers from the Ravens, expected to make his debut when they meet on Christmas Day.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pleasure wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings of Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Whoever you are and however you may be listening, thank you for choosing us here at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're listening on the FM dial, 94.1, sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you happen to be watching live on YouTube. All of our stuff is streamed live on YouTube, Twitch. Just go there, search at SA Sports Star, like, subscribe. You can comment along with everything. So welcome into the show. Great weekend. I know the Texans lost. I know the Tank Dell injury sucks. We'll get into that. But Longhorns won. Smiths Valley Rangers won. First ever state title for Coach Hill, Coach Tutong, Coach Ulbrich, and some of the coaches that have been there for as long as I can remember from when I went to school there. So Coach Worstifer, very excited for them and everything that went on this weekend up at Jury World. Couldn't be happier. Wanted to give a shout out to the Smiths Valley Rangers for an incredible accomplishment to finally put the cherry on top of the legacy that is Larry Hill and what he's built in that small town of Smiths Valley, Texas. The Dallas Cowboys got an impressive win. They ended up just slapping Tampa Bay around, and it was very shocking to see it unfold the way it did, especially on the news of that team being eliminated early in the afternoon. So not only did they get to hear the news, process the news, let that news sink in all day long, because they played on Sunday night. Like, they had every chance to be as deflated, flat, not prepared or ready for that football game. And it was the other way around. It was Tampa Bay who looked flat. It was Tampa Bay who didn't look ready to play. And that was just an impressive victory by the Dallas Cowboys. And earlier this morning on the Morning Huddle, AJ Hoffman was talking about those Cowboys going up and beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had everything to play for.
Talk about the Dallas Cowboys, though. This was, I know, like, by final score, this is not it's not gonna land on the list of best games of the season for the Cowboys. This was a really impressive game to me for Dallas for a few reasons. One, from a statistical standpoint, they got outplayed. The Bucks had almost 100 more yards, total yards in the game. They held the ball for 5 more minutes, almost 6 more minutes than the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, this was a grit win, like a grimy win. Yanking the ball away at the end of the game, that defined what this game was. Yanking the ball out of their hands when they had a chance to win, just pulling it away from them. So they did. They scratched and clawed. And quite frankly, I'm a little bit surprised. I kind of thought that this team who's been talking about, we still got a chance to make the playoffs. Micah, every day on his pod, every week on his pod. Oh, we still got a chance. Do you? Yeah, I don't know that he really thought they had a chance. But they went out and played, even though they were eliminated. They played like they had a chance to make the playoffs. The fact that CeeDee Lamb was out there, busted up shoulder, still grinding when he didn't need to. If CeeDee Lamb sat out for the rest of the season, I wouldn't blame him one bit. Not one bit. If Micah Parsons sat out for the rest of the season, wouldn't blame him one bit. Maybe Micah a little because he's been talking like I'm never, ever, ever going to quit on him. Maybe he's not allowed to. But
We're
CD,
a damn good football team.
That's right. But CD, as banged up as he is, nobody's going to be mad at you if you don't play. Go rest up. Be right. Try and get your arm right for next year. He's out there. Not only is he playing, dominating. Cooper Rush, God bless him. He's not very talented, but man, that dude is he's the kind of guy I want to be my backup quarterback. I always say, I just need you to. Anybody in the league, if you're asking your backup quarterback to win, or to play 9 or 10 games, your team's probably screwed anyway. But Cooper Rush is a dude. I feel like if you've got to go 4 games, he's going to win you 2 of them, and that's all you can ask out of a backup quarterback. Anything on top of that is gravy, and Cooper Rush is giving you a lot of gravy since he's been doing this the last couple of years. These long stints without Dak, he's done a good job. The running game stunk yesterday, and it didn't matter. The Cowboys found a way to make it happen. And the run, I say the run game stunk. It's really difficult to run on Tampa Bay. Vita Vea is such a monster, and the Cowboys' offensive line is still pretty crappy. So there's not a lot of answers for him there. But, man, that game, now that the Cowboys are totally eliminated, that was the kind of game that we go, yeah, that's a pretty good team. Of course, it's all wasted now.
We're a damn good football team.
Good football team, Micah. You're right. But
we deserve the win.
But sometimes
it don't be working out.
It don't be working out, according to my man Trayvon. It just don't be working out. But you would think with no Trayvon, no Zach Martin, no Dak Prescott, everybody's out. Everybody's out. Didn't matter. Gutsy performance. And they talked about it on the broadcast a couple times. I asked Coach McCarthy about it last week, and I think he is starting to believe it. This team wants him back. I don't know if Jerry and company do, but the players certainly do, and they are playing like they want him back. And it's wild to think right now that if they would have been able to pull off that Bengals win, and remember that Bengals game, they lost last minute. If they would have won that game, they'd be sitting at a 5-game win streak, and we might be having different discussions. They're just a couple plays here and there away from a different conversation. And I don't think this team was going to be at their best. I don't think they were going to be a Super Bowl contender. But this team is better than the results are going to say they are at the end of the season. They just are. So. Kudos to them, a team that had absolutely nothing to play for, playing against a team that had a lot to play for, and the Cowboys wanted it more. So kudos to them. The Bucs put themselves in a really, really awkward spot now because even though I'm almost certain they're better than Tampa, or they're better than Atlanta. They're now chasing Atlanta in the division because Atlanta won both head-to-heads. So now they've got the same record, and you know, Tampa's got, because they've got Washington next weekend, they've got the tougher schedule, certainly. So this was a crushing. No, I guess the Falcons have Washington.
Atlanta has Carolina and New
That's right.
Orleans. So they have an easy road.
They do have the easier path.
Even though they did just lose to the Cowboys.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. It's Atlanta that has Washington still. Atlanta has Washington and the Panthers. The Tampa Bay Bucks have the Panthers and the Saints, the corpse of the Saints. Tampa Bay should win out, but now they've got to hope that Atlanta loses one of these games. So, and quite frankly, I don't know if Washington won that game or everybody on Philly just died and that was enough for them to get a win. Philly now on their fifth string quarterback is what my guess is. That's just my estimate.
J4 on a team says, we beat the Bucks. It negates Jerry and Mike don't have strategic vision for the future. Are you saying you want this team to lose games in order to have a better draft pick? Because they started losing way too late for that, to be honest. And also, part of me thinks if you're keeping around Zimmer and this defense is playing better because of it, if you get some health next season, benefiting of a easier schedule, third place schedule, like these are things that could potentially lead to a quick and massive turnaround, because we've seen the Cowboys nail that kind of middle part of the draft, 18, 2016, very, very well. Or could trade back, acquire more assets. But that's a story for after the season. Right now, the Cowboys just playing extremely well. And kudos to them for not throwing it in like some of these other teams have this season. And you could say the Raiders shot themselves in the foot with a win. But NFL teams try to win. Organizations try to lose. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Should the Cowboys be seriously considering bringing back Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer? And the Houston Texans, on the heels of losing Tank Dell for the season, go out and claim Deontay Johnson off waivers. Is that a good move for the Houston Texans? We'll discuss that next, coming up here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 941 San Antonio Sports Star.
Give me the VIN.com salutes excellence in sports. On this day in 1972, Franco Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers made the Immaculate Reception, still regarded as one of the most famous plays in NFL history. Here's another immaculate play. If you're buying a new car, chances are Give Me the VIN will get you more for your current vehicle than you'll ever see from any dealer trade-in allowance. Because smart shoppers are smart sellers. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. Give me the VIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
This Christmas, the NFL is live on Netflix, and it's a gift you can't wrap. On December 25th, Netflix will be the home for 2 NFL Christmas Day games. At 1 p.m. Eastern, the 2024 Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs face the Pittsburgh Steelers, followed by the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a holiday tradition you won't want to miss. Watch live only on Netflix. You won't want to miss it.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's football time at BetMGM. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, original bets, and the best daily promotions in the business. Use code KOSTOS, KOSTOS, and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. New customer offer. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, call 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, call 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, call 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
America's best high school football players are coming to San Antonio. It's the Navy All-American Bowl at the Alamo Dome on Saturday, January 11th. C.J. Stroud, Christian McCaffrey, and Micah Parsons played here. Join us for a day of exciting football to see the stars of tomorrow at the Navy All-American Bowl, followed by the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. Fan Zone opens at 9:30 a.m. Tickets on sale now at the Dome box office and Ticketmaster.
Don't miss the incredible last-minute deals at Target this week. With up to 50% off toys and great savings on clothing, tech, small appliances, floor care, and more, you can still save in the final days of the season. Plus, unlock more savings when you join Target Circle for free and enjoy exclusive deals with just one magical scan. But hurry before these last-minute deals vanish. Save more on gifts this season. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. You can join me live on the radio, online, and on YouTube at SA Sports Star. You can comment along with the show like J4, who says, what's winning game for the Cowboys now? Other than potential injuries for their starters, what's the game? There's a lot to gain from it, actually. I look no further than the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs for multiple seasons tanked. They weren't trying to win basketball games. They actively tried to lose basketball games. It has taken them years to get back to winning. And even when we thought they were back to winning, it has taken guys like Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes to help instill the culture of how to win again, because nobody on that team knows how to win. Not in the NBA. They were all young and they'd all been, whether they were trying to or not, the cards were stacked against them into losing. So just a winning mentality goes a long way. And also on top of that, what it gains you is continuity. Continuity is an experience, are things you cannot teach. Right now, Marshawn Nealand is getting to play, who will likely be the replacement for DeMarcus Lawrence at the end of the year, because you likely won't be able to afford to re-sign him. That offensive line, Brock Hoffman, along with Tyler Guyton and Cooper Beebe, those are guys that need reps, and especially together on the line. This very well could be Zach Martin's last year. So you're getting a chance to see what you have in a Brock Hoffman. You're getting a extended reps for a Cooper Beebe and for Tyler Guyton to hopefully jumpstart both the mental and physical for their offseason, so they come into next year ahead of where they started this year, ahead of the curve, and ready to where maybe it's not as slow of a start next year. Maybe they're not as behind the eight ball. And of course, for the defense, it's just continuity within the scheme. You're learning the scheme, you're playing the scheme, you're seeing the scheme week in, week out against other competition that isn't yourself. And we have seen as this season has gone on, this defense has gotten better and better under Mike Zimmer. Are they finally just understanding it better? Are they understanding what he's teaching now that took them longer than this offseason? It's a potential. Those are things that can be gained from playing hard all the way through to end the season. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. I think it's good for him to be able to do that. As far as the Texans, they go out after the horrifying injury to Tank Dell, in which you saw his kneecap protruding on the replay when you finally saw it. They go out and try and make a move. They make a splash. They get Deontay Johnson off waivers, which to me is a good thing, because that allows them to at least have something there. There's something in Deontay Johnson. You saw it for flashes in Carolina. You saw it for sure when he was in Pittsburgh. Can the Texans find something to make a playoff push to supplement the weapons they've lost? Check on your loved ones, especially this time of year. You never know what they're going through. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all for rolling through on Extra Innings with Pleasure. We got Monday Night Football coming up next. Saints and Packers.
94.1.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George, because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Come on, Mufasa. Let's get in some trouble.
This holiday season, destiny awaits you. You can grab your friends and experience Mufasa the Lion King in 3D.
Everything